This way here, and this is literally the midweek update. I didn't have the time to like create videos for daily updates, and also if you look at my progress, it hasn't been like super amazing. So yeah, ooh, but I think I want to chaos. Ooh, wait, hold up. Crit multi, mana region, lightning damage. Yeah, that's decent. I think we go for that. I think we go for that. So the strategy for this is run around, pick up shrines, do Syndicate, clear bosses fast, clear maps fast, ignore every other mechanic. That's my money making mechanic.
I preferred being the pitmaster than a...
Now I'm no climb, but sometimes talking, I'm a talker.
You want to max out your safe houses, so you just want to do safe houses as much as possible. So Delhi is just tacked onto it because you're killing stuff fast. But honestly, I don't know why I have it on. You could do without it if you want. So I'm gonna talk about the build first and then the farming strategy afterwards. Sometimes the intelligence, the safe house, oh no, the whatever that thing is, it's outside of the delirium. So. Huh. Cold gems, no. Do the last Syndicate, I guess. Not sure if I can just run past everything. Where is the last Syndicate? Yeah. Okay, I better check this area just in, wait, actually, probably not there. It's probably here. Yeah.
I prefer these kind of choice, but I should solve it. How about some old-fashioned rivalry? Not all tactics are without their uses here.
Okay. maps, really? Sag. So your priority while doing all these is to just clear maps as fast as possible to get to a point where you make money off two main things. I'll show you what the main things are. You're basically gonna try to spawn this, right? There's no need to you just run in wide. So you want to make sure that you only run these once you've cleared all your Maven invitations, because then you can actually fill Maven invitations again with this, so you can do both at once. As usual, what you're looking for is Syndicate and the boss. Pretty much it. This build is meant to be relatively tanky, to allow you to just run in and do this. And the clear is great too. Okay, there we go. Syndicate. What is this shrine? Why can't I click it? Oh, wait, I can click it. Wait, he died? How did he die? I guess it's the ignite. Oh. Intervention transport.
Stop! If you wish to change minds, exile, it is better to raise people up.
Aisling is
The Templars had a habit of questioning their own people.
Mischief 2 additional, 4 additional original plates. Okay, pop delirium. Don't bother with these things, they just... You kill too fast for these to be useful, so... I just pretty much ignore them. So your focus is to just build safe houses as fast as possible, build Maven invitations as fast as possible, and then get this guy and complete his things as fast as possible. And the reason being is you're gonna sell three things, three things for primary currency. The three things you're gonna sell is you're gonna sell these maps in bulk, so these are boss maps. You're also gonna sell Syndicate in bulk. I think I've sold all of them, so I don't have any more at the moment. And then you're also gonna sell echoes in bulk. Oh no, not really in bulk. You're just gonna sell echoes. So the echo of Reverence is about 79 to 89 chaos, which is very close to the that's about 60-70% with divine, 60% with divine. Sorry. The Syndicate one is 110 chaos and above, which is about 70-80% of a divine, something like that. And so you can just clear them really, really fast. There are all flames that sell a lot as well. The gilded all flames are like 25 each. The ethereal all flames are 1 div each. I've sold 3 of them already. So you can farm them really, really fast as long as you're clearing a whole bunch of like you're just maxing out safe houses, right? So you just max out safe houses, get boss drops, and then do this for more for echoes of reverence. And you just repeat the cycle, and you just make quite a bit, like you make quite a bit of bank just doing this. and you kill lots of stuff, and it's fun. Alright, let's cover the build. This build is pretty much the hold up. Huh. Alright, so this build is pretty much a Morph, Mischief, Ignite, Elementalist. I decided to start Elementalist this league. I didn't really give much updates, mainly because I don't really have the time. But and then also I had some roadblocks here and there as I was trying to figure out stuff, and I didn't really have time to work it out on a day-to-day basis, day-by-day basis. I have a pretty short notice project at work right now, and that short notice project is taking up quite a bit of my time. So I want. Only occasionally when I have when I clear all my stuff in the day, I'm like, let me just knock back maybe 2 or 3 hours of this, like at the really end of the day, like maybe 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. sort of thing. Then then I do play the game. So the progression on this is actually pretty smooth. It's pretty quick as well. You can get to a T16 level with literally a shoestring budget. The difficulty is getting to a point where you can do T16s, kill mercs, and survive mercs. And I actually planned to do all that pre-nerf for mercs. So this build was meant to kill mercs pre-nerf. So right now mercs have kind of been nerfed, but beforehand I was just popping them as well, and it wasn't a problem. So I'm gonna cover what makes this build really strong, and then also what powers this build. This is a more Mischief build, so your damage is going to be scaled off minion life going into Death Wish. So Death Wish is the thing that pops all your minions if you channel them to full. You pop all of them. You can summon more minions and pop up to 13. So you want a total of 13 minions. Okay, so to get the full damage. But you want your Stone Golem, which is your highest HP minion, to be next to the target that you're gonna pop, right? So because the Stone Golem Ignite is your biggest Ignite, you have to keep watch of your Stone Golems. But honestly speaking, they're aggressive, so it doesn't really matter. They just end up running to mobs. So yeah, you pop, they explode, does a very big Ignite, and then stuff just dies. You put Ignite Proliferation support on this because you want the Ignite spread. 2 meters is insane. I tried using just the gloves alone, but 1.2 is just not good enough. And also it gives like 24% more fire damage or more Ignite damage with Ignite, which is like super nice. So yeah. So primary scaling is minion life into explode into ignites. How do you scale percentage damage, and how do you scale like other Ignite modifiers? So how do you get the minion life as high as possible? You want level 30 Stone Golems, and you get level 30 Stone Golems with this. So Replica Dragon's Flight, it's 3 levels. You get a whatever socket you can afford, hopefully a 4 socket. You want 4 sockets on this, plus 2 minion gems. I've gone for Syntrek because it has really high energy shield as well, and this one rolled movement speed, so I have 38 movement speed on this. The reason how you get it to 30 is you run Stone Golem with Empower and then minion life, right? And then Replica Dragon's Flight and a wand with +1. Getting a wand with +2 is like really expensive. I wouldn't advise it. It's just probably not good value for money. So I've just left it out. It's actually just cheaper to do this route. And power support on 4 is 7 divs, I think. If you have an Empower 3, you can get a +2 instead of a +1. But yeah. Anyway, so level 30 Stone Golems, and then you have level 27 Ray Spectres. You want Ray Spectres to be above level 25 because that gives you a total of 4 Ray Spectres. Okay, why do you want 4 Ray Spectres? Because as I said, getting to your total max count of 13 easily is probably your ideal. To have as many Ray Spectres as possible that can blow up is great. They aren't your primary damage dealers, but still, because they spread out in a mapping setup, mapping situation, their life still matters because you're still gonna pop them to ignite, right? So what you do is you're using Dark Marionettes and then Stone Golems. Those are your primary damage. If you need to increase your minion count, you drop 1 summon skeletons and then you pop all of them. That's about 12. You have to probably summon twice to get total of 30. Alright. So if you notice, I'm using double tamings, and double tamings makes the most sense for elemental damage this patch for 2 reasons. You can very easily get a total of 5 elemental ailments on target, right? And you're gonna do that because as an elementalist, you can run all the shapers, the shaper of storms, shaper of winter, and shaper of flames. Now, most of the time people don't advise this, and they ask you to get other ascendancies, but what I've realized is that shaper of winter is just way too good of a defense mechanic. Shaper of flames is mandatory because of the physical damage converted to fire, and then the shaper of storms is just minimum shock, right? You're not going to apply like big shocks with more mischief, but with this you should get shock cap, right? 50% increased damage. And so all 3 of them are very synergistic because you're going to apply all the ailments, and then you have a minion, a mercenary that can apply the other 2. And the other 2 ailments that you really care about is sap, so Thundersight, and then Legacy of Fury, Worm Scale. So that gives you your other ailment applications. On bosses, when you want to make sure that they apply the Legacy of Fury, you have to pop this right next to the boss, and then this would, yeah, you get what I mean. So yeah, so tamings are really, really strong for that reason, because when you have a total of 5 ailments on target, you have a total of about 180% increased damage per ring, right? And that's a massive amount of increased damage. If you look at the passive skill tree, 180% is like 10 points or something. And 10 points is like really good value, just like that. So that's what I advise. And then finally, what else scales the damage? Oh yeah, we talked about minion life and from minion levels. The next one is you want to get percentage minion life, and you do that with a with jewels. So timeless jewel, elegant hubris. There is one that rolls for 3, so 80% here, 80% here, 80% here, and a very minimal point used. You also want to path this way because this is like the most optimal pathing for you. Gives you ES, which you need because you're CI, and then yeah, path through here. And then also this enables you to then path down here and get the ES and ES nodes as well. Okay, now you know where the damage is coming from. To be honest, I don't actually know what the damage is. I don't POB. I have not POB this build once, and the reason being is because I'm too lazy to figure out how to key in the exact minion life value and then calculate my exact damage. For me, I look at the damage performance in the game and it looks great, and I'm not going to think about it. Okay, so when it comes to defenses, how is this build tanky? And this build is tanky because you're converting 95% of, or rather 90-95% of incoming elemental damage or physical damage from targets to elemental, right? And how you're doing this is, so Shaper Flames is a 40%. And then with a Pyro Shock, so mine is 2 off, but if you get a perfect, it's 30%. So that's 70%. And then with this on the Mercenary, Counts Binding, it's another 25. So that's a 95% Fizz convert to Elemental, which makes you tanky to Fizz hit, something that Elementalists never got, by the way. So Elementalists having a Fizz hit tankiness is quite rare. Now you get it, right? And it makes you really, really tanky. If you invest in armor as well, that remaining 5%, even if, okay, so if your Mercenary isn't there, it's 70%, right? And if you don't have, let's say, a shock up or something, you take more physical. So having some amount of armor is required. You want the armor to deal with the fact that sometimes you won't have all these things up. But at the same time, once you have all these things up and you have armor, you literally take 0 physical damage. Most of the damage is going to be elemental at this point. So yeah, elemental cap, I mean, like, you just get cap res. You have higher cold than fire and lightning. There are ways to, I have a strategy in the future, but probably not for this build, to get even tankier. But for that to happen, I will need a few items, and I need to think about a few respecs here and there. But once I get there, I'll let you know. The other thing is, you can get double sources of recovery. You can go Aegis Aurora with glancing blows here, because you're going to puff up here anyway. And that gives you a cap block, 75-74. You do take damage on your blocks because of glancing, but you will recover yes because of Aegis Aurora. You have a total of 20k armor when you have flask up. And then you also have Ghost Dance. So you have Ghost Dance, you have Soul Thief, You run in evasion-based chest. You can also run an armor-based chest if you want to have more armor than evasion, but I just like my evasion, yeah. Then with the Grace Watcher's Eye, so I have a little, where is it? With the Grace Watcher's Eye, yep. Tanky. You're pretty tanky. So mobility mostly driven by shrines in maps. So yeah, spec for those. And yeah, finally Mercenary. Mercenary is like the thing that gives you, that basically pushes your build into insane range, right? And figuring out what items you put in your Mercenary is important. Most of the time you just want to put as many uniques as possible on your Mercenary because they give you the most benefits, and your Mercenary doesn't really care about tankiness that much. So here are the items I suggest for your Mercenary if you're running this build. 1, Zolf's Heart. I got this really cheap, so I'm not sure how much it costs right now, but it was 1 div for me. And then Legacy of Fury. So this gives you Ash, covered Ash, so increased damage taken from enemies. And then Worm Scale Boots is Scorch and Scorch Effect. You want this to apply saps just for this. You also want the Corruption of Maximum Power Charges if you are going Anathema, because that allows you to become your Mercenary become a curse bot, a curse basically a curse application thingy. Victorious is just to get power charges and frenzy charges, as well as AoE on the aura, so you get more uptime on haste. Amethyst Ring, flammability on hit, for just to apply curse, family hit curse. Asanas, okay, this is really expensive. This applies 3 curses. You may not be able to find one for cheap. I bought this for 7 divines, and I think 7 divines is already cheap as it is. It applies temp chains, elemental weakness, and enfeeble, and like it's pretty much like amazing for this because kinetic blast of clustering will pretty much hit your whole screen, right? And yeah, the mods you want on this minion, on this mercenary is you want it to have kinetic blast of clustering and greater kinetic blast as well as haste. I'm not sure if it can run double auras. I don't think it can. There are other mercenaries that can. Oh yeah, and then Blunderball is just because you're picking up some of these shrines. The shrine effect on this guy is like huge, and this guy can actually clear stuff by itself, like trash mobs by itself, which is amazing. You can give it a pretty high DPS 1 as well. This is a 580 DPS 1. Oh no, not PD. 580 DPS 1 with lightning and physical damage. I think it cost me 2 divs. Alright, what else? Oh yeah. Yeah, so for example this one has 2 auras, but this one does not. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the build. That's how the farming strat is. If you want to look at the Atlas tree, it looks like this. You're just maxing out for Syndicate, all the Maven stuff, so Disruptive Play, all the boss map stuff, Correct missions, I can actually drop them, but I haven't decided to do that at the moment. And then map, sustain. Yeah, so you just pretty much out and go kind of thing. And shrines, yeah. Yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to make it as fast as possible because I don't want to spend more time on this. If you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, really solid build. Yep. See you guys. I'm out. Bye.